Hi there, everybody. Meteorologist Dontae Jones here at the Facebook Live, and just giving you an update of what's going on tomorrow. Our audio engineer is behind me. He's going to check my microphone, make sure everything's good. You're good, Jeff. You can check it. I did all the evening shows today, so when you wear a microphone all evening long with every show, the 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., that wears out the batteries. So you got to make sure that those batteries stay fresh, because I also got to do the 10 p.m. tonight. So a little behind the scenes for you. All right, we're here talking about the hot weather that's coming tomorrow and the storms that's coming tomorrow. I know, storms again. It's kind of been a stormy pattern. Probably, I'd say it really started with those 12 tornadoes. That's really what started things off. And you know how Pat Sajak, spins the first wheel there? That's what happened there. Those 12 tornadoes got things started, and we've just had some severe weather ever since then. And we got some more coming possibly tomorrow and into overnight. And I say possibly because these are never really guarantees. The ingredients are right. And we say because the ingredients are right, then there's the possibility of these storms. But do they always tap into that? Nope. I also often use the example of your little son or daughter is smart and they have the potential to get A's and B's in school, but do they always? Nope. And so that's the same thing with storms. They don't always recognize their potential. So we'll just kind of take it slow here. And I'll actually run through a couple of models, because if you joined me for the evening newscast, I didn't show the model for overnight, Friday night, and Saturday, only because they are just so wonky. They're all over the place. So I kind of just show you what I'm looking at and see how the sauce is made, if you will. All right, let's start with the thesis statement, if you will. The headlines: humid heat coming tomorrow. Luckily, it's only one day. Remember earlier this week and last week we were talking about, we could have our first heat wave of the season, 3 90-degree days, and there's a lot of humidity around, and with the humidity, temperatures are going to feel like they're in the triple digits, and as we've gotten closer and closer, that's scaled back. The temperature's not as hot for everybody. Some folks today did get to the 90s. New Philadelphia got to the 90s. Out in Findlay and Toledo, they got into the 90s, but everybody did not. New Philadelphia got close to triple-digit heat index. They got to 99. I was rooting for them. I said, listen, you're this close. What's 1 degree amongst friends? Just go ahead, hit 100 for the heat index, but they did not. Storms coming our way tomorrow. So there's round 1 that comes in the middle to latter part of the afternoon, early evening. That round could have some gusty winds, heavy rain, the primary threats, and then maybe a little bit of large hail, but the tornado threat is lower. But then when we get to the second round overnight, all the other things are there, but the tornado threat is also there, although it's a lower threat. This weekend, so Saturday it'll be warm and on the muggy side, but we could have maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm, especially for the morning. I can't rule out an afternoon pop-up shower or storm, but most of us are dry. But then once this front goes through, then we'll feel much better for Sunday. Sunshine, temperatures in the upper 70s, lower humidity values. I mean, it's just going to be phenomenal for you. All right, so heat advisory tomorrow for everybody except for Lake County and northern Ashtabula County, because there's a lake breeze there, and that's going to keep you cool-esque. I say cool-esque because you may have heat indices maybe in the 90s or upper 80s, as opposed to the triple digits that everybody else will have. And then we have an air quality alert. So those of you with breathing sensitivities, the young, the very young, the elderly, those whose lungs are compromised, just not recommended that they be outside. Also, if you're healthy as a horse, don't try and overexert yourself. Tomorrow's not the day that you want to try and go for the jog in the middle part of the afternoon. You usually get your lunchtime jog. No, just skip it. Or if you have a gym membership, just go, or a treadmill at home, just use that for the day tomorrow. This is a little much. And of course, we always got those folks who work outside, construction workers, city workers, county workers, state workers who are outside doing construction and what have you, and also construction on buildings and things like that. I think you know the routine by now if you work in that line of business. So just, take plenty of breaks, drink fluid, stay hydrated, things like that. Again, it's only for one day. It's not the end of the world. It could be worse, we could be dealing with what they've been dealing with down south and places like Texas and Nevada and Arizona and things like that, where they've had these triple-digit heat indices for weeks now. So it could be worse. This is only one day. And we get this sometimes in the summer, just like in the wintertime, we get those ungodly wind chill indices where it's like 30 below zero with the wind chill factor, and it's just terrible. So this is par for the course. This is the time of year for this. So again, today, heat indices in the 90s. Tomorrow, triple digits. Then by the time we head to Saturday, it's better. It's in the mid 80s, and Sunday's even better than that. So still sitting at 7:45 right now, 89 degrees in New Philadelphia. Woo-wee! 88 in Toledo and Findlay. But then go figure, Cleveland, Lorain, Ashtabula, all sitting in the upper 70s to lower 80s. It's pretty comfortable where you are, right along the lake. But away from the water, yep, it's a scorcher is what it is out there. The dew point temperatures, that measure of humidity, upper 60s, lower 70s. You look at that legend up at the top of the screen. That'll show you that we are certainly closer to oppressive than not. Once we get to Sunday, that'll go the other way. And it'll feel a lot better. And the temperatures will be cooler too. So at this hour, it feels like it's 94 in New Philadelphia. Feels like it's 90 in Worcester. Look, if you head down to central Ohio, you'll notice that color starting to turn a little purple. So they're probably in the upper 90s down towards central Ohio and the Miami Valley, in all honesty. Maybe the triple digits or so. I would have to go grab our other statewide heat index map, but it's not that important right now. We're going to talk about us, what we're going to be seeing over the next few days, because we do have an active forecast. Not today, though. Today is great. Tonight is just fantastic. It's one of those summer nights where you soak up all the best of summer. It's warm. Sure, it's a little humid out. It's dry. We got some sunshine. It's a night to just spend with your friends and family on the porch, or maybe eating on the porch or the patio or the backyard, or, have a super soaker or playing with the garden hose or the pool outside. It's just all those things, that ice cream, popsicles, all those things that encompass summer. That's what tonight is. Tomorrow things change a little bit. Again, that other round of thunderstorms coming our way. We'll talk about that in a second. Upcoming events, the All Ohio Summer Festival going on in Akron. Jokes and jazz is what they say. And so that's going on through the weekend. That sounds actually great to me, jokes and jazz. And then the Pro Football Festival going on, of course, in Canton, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then Jamming in the Park in Middleburg Heights on Saturday. Friday for the Pro Football Festival in Ohio, All Ohio Summer Festival. Just careful because of the heat. Again, if you're going to be out there, find shade, drink plenty of water. The Pro Football Festival, I don't know how much I can help you there. I mean, you're going to be exerting yourself. Well, you won't if the football players may, but you won't if you are, if you're just going and looking at things. Friday, again, afternoon, some storms passing by in the early evening, and we'll look at these. Again, we'll run through with the Futurecast. I think you're fine jamming in the park in Middleburg Heights on Saturday. Again, I think that just an isolated shower or thunderstorm, and you know what's going to happen. I say isolated, and you think, okay, it's isolated, nothing's going to happen. It's going to pop up right over Middleburg Heights. And you're going to be, really? That's why I cover myself. To say isolated, pop-up shower or storm. So if it happens, like, I told you. So that's why we put those percentages in there, in all honesty. But Saturday and Sunday, I think you're good. Typical summer day on Saturday. Sunday's going to feel nice. Probably want to be out and everything on Sunday. Just feels pretty good. July rainfall looking good for most of us. There's some spots, and I'll show you the drought monitor here in a second, but there's some spots that are still kind of dry. Cleveland's fine. You're doing fine for yourself. Youngstown, Mansfield, fine. Akron, Canton, you're still a little dry. So we get you. And what we got yesterday is helping out, certainly. So they may get out. The Akron, Canton area may get, some of us may get out. That yellow may turn into, they may stripe that yellow out. Now the brown may end up turning to yellow. This is this week. See how we kind of squeeze it together because we've got a good decent rain. This is taken every Tuesday and then published every Thursday. So what we got yesterday will reflect next Tuesday's reading, and then will come out next Thursday. So that's how that works. So we're doing okay. We're starting to moisten ourselves up a bit. All right, Friday and Saturday. Here's where it gets interesting. So Friday, dry for much of the day, dry for most of us. And then middle part of the afternoon to latter part of the afternoon, a line of showers and embedded thunderstorms come in. Then Saturday, it's just a few showers left around for the morning, an isolated pop-up thunderstorm maybe for the afternoon as this front tries to continue to work its way through. And then on Sunday, we're drier. Monday dry, Tuesday dry. Those will probably be the best 3 days right there with the sunshine, cooler temperatures right around 80 give or take, and lower humidity values. So that's going to feel nice right there. All right, so here's the fun graphic right here. All right, so I'm going to take my time a little bit with this one. So here's what's coming tomorrow. So we get these updates every few hours, and sometimes, again, here's how the sauce is made. We call them model runs is what we call them. And so sometimes when I get in the afternoon, the model run that has ran before I get in, typically to me is the more accurate. So if you're watching me at 4 o'clock, typically watching Andre McKenzie at 5 o'clock, typically those are the more accurate future cast. Then it updates itself somewhere in the 6 o'clock hour. And that one is a little less accurate. So this is the one that could be a little less accurate, but I still think it has the same general gist as the earlier one, except this one's also bringing in a few showers and isolated storm in the morning and into the early part of the afternoon. So here is 12 o'clock. So there could be a shower or an isolated thunderstorm passing by 12 o'clock. Now, I'll back up. The morning rush, it's dry. No problems with the morning rush. There could be an isolated shower west, but for the most part, we're dry. Then through the morning, a few passing showers, isolated thunderstorm. And then middle part of the afternoon, we're drying out east, getting another batch coming in the west. There's 2:30. Places like Port Clinton, Tiffin, out in Erie, Huron counties, seeing a shower, thunderstorm. Cleveland about 4 o'clock, Mansfield as well. And then look how it just kind of blows up as it moves past like Canton and Youngstown and Columbiana. And then we dry out. So say about 7:30, 8 o'clock, we're starting to dry out. And then what I'll do is I'll extend this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Notice that? Notice I've been ranting and raving about overnight storms, could be strong to severe. Look at this. Look at this overnight. Right here. 3, 2, 1 in the morning. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So if I would have showed this on air, you'd have been like, Dontae, what are you talking about? What? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this graphic, and we always talk about models, okay? And so this is what we call the graph, our in-house model. So I'm going to go and change the precipitation model, and I'm going to see what some of the other models are saying. So let's go with what we call the Global Forecasting System model, the GFS, and let's see what they're saying for tomorrow. So here is the GFS. It's saying there's that line of showers and storms coming in and moving, but it has a little bit later. And then here is the overnight into the early part of the morning. There it is right there. But it has the bulk of that out west towards Toledo and towards Ottawa County overnight. And then maybe a pop-up shower storm for Saturday afternoon. So that's the GFS. So let's take a look at what we call the European North American model. So I'll roll past this. Here's tomorrow. Here's tomorrow afternoon. Notice not a whole lot until 6 o'clock in the evening, and then it kind of fizzles out. So that says we do not see that line of storms that comes in the middle part of the afternoon. So not all the models agree with some of these things, but what it is saying, what it is picking up on is that line that I was talking about that comes through overnight. So the European is saying, yep, Dontae, you're right. About 1:30 in the morning, this line is coming through, and it can look at this right here. You see those oranges? Those are thunderstorms, strong to severe, about 2 o'clock in the morning or so, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And then as it sinks southward, it's about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning before it gets out of here. And then maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm throughout the day on Saturday. Now, this blows up some thunderstorms for Saturday south. I don't think it's that dramatic. See, some of these models we have to weed through because some of them are a little bit more reliable than others. So we're going to continue with how the sauce is made here. Let's go to the NAM, or the North American model. So we will scoot past here, and this is tomorrow afternoon. So NAM is saying just spot shower, thunderstorm, nothing too dramatic. There's 7 o'clock, maybe a few showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm, but nothing crazy. And then let's move into the overnight hours. See right there, that's about 4:30 in the morning. We start to pop up those showers and thunderstorms. See, there we go. There's 6 o'clock in the morning. There's 6:30 in the morning. Do you see what I'm saying there? So there's the model differences of the timing, and not only the timing, but some models are saying no, nothing's going to happen at all. So that's the problem that we have. So let me pull that back up for us, and so I will cancel out of this just to again show you that's why at times we don't want to show you model data, because the model data doesn't all agree. And so we have to use our own meteorological expertise to kind of tell you, listen, the models are not agreeing, and so we're not going to show you this, but we will tell you that something is going to happen because atmospheric conditions are right. So here's what the Storm Prediction Center says. The branch of the National Weather Service that's responsible for putting out these risks. So 2 out of 5, a slight risk and this is for overnight. This is not the round of storms in the afternoon and the evening. This is for overnight. So there's a chance that they could be strong to severe with gusty winds, heavy rain, and some large hail, and even an isolated tornado. That's the overnight risk. Some flooding there, maybe possible power outages, spotty at times. Maybe similar to what we saw yesterday in terms of the spotty power. Is nowhere near last week where there were tons of people without power. This is again more spotty, but that nonetheless is a threat for Friday night. So I hope I didn't confuse you all, but just to say again, and I'll run through the other one real quick, because we can worry about overnight. Most of us are going to be asleep anyway. We can worry about overnight tomorrow. Hopefully when Mackenzie gets in the morning, she's filling in for Scott. Hopefully the models start to kind of come together. What happened with this last system yesterday, the models really didn't come together until tomorrow, or until the afternoon. And so finally we were able to say with some confidence, okay. And then even when the first round came through, we weren't sure about the second round until the models updated themselves while we were on air and said, oh, there's another round coming about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And so sometimes they're a little late on the trigger. And so that leaves us confused because we know that atmospheric conditions sometimes are right, and then sometimes atmospheric conditions are not as right for some things, but we still get them. For example, 12 tornadoes, where we did not think the lower level wind shear was as high as it was, but the storms tapped in that potential nonetheless and used it. All right, so I'll just go over this one again real quick, and we'll not worry about overnight. So tomorrow morning, we're fine for the morning rush. About mid-morning or so, maybe a few splotchy showers here or there, maybe an isolated thunderstorm by late morning, early afternoon, and then maybe you get a brief pause in there mid-afternoon. Then another line comes in late afternoon into the early evening. Again, this line here, we could have an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm with gusty winds, heavy rain, and maybe even a bit of large hail. So that's where I'll leave that one. We're not going to talk about overnight, not to tomorrow. You got to tune into Mackenzie tomorrow. Okay, so tonight, warm and muggy. All right. This is the way summer should be. Clear skies, temperatures around 70. Air conditioning's going to be working overtime for the next couple of days. Tomorrow, upper 80s to mid 90s. And again, the heat index about 100 to 104. Partly cloudy skies. Maybe by the 10 o'clock, I may add a lightning bolt to those symbols like I did here on the 8-day forecast for tomorrow. And then on Saturday, again, 82, not as hot, still muggy, an isolated shower, a thunderstorm, but not a washout. Then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, looking mighty fine. Temperatures on the other side of 80, sunshine, low humidity. We get you into Wednesday and Thursday, mid-80s. 79 degrees there on Friday. I've been joking on air, and I don't know if you've watched the evening shows, but I said with that 79, I was offended by it. I was disgusted by it. I was hurt. These are the dark days of summer. I want that 79 to be an overnight low, not a daytime high. I know those of you who are spring and fall lovers, you are like, this is great. We get a little taste of spring, and a little taste of fall. In the middle of summer, suck it up, Dontae, or suck it up, Buttercup, right? And have the saying. So I will have no choice but to. But I'm going to enjoy that 93 tomorrow, though, with the triple-digit heat indices. So we're both going to have to suck it up, right? Just a little dig there for you. All right, so that is it. That is the forecast. You are now informed, and it's Thursday night. It's in the summertime. Maybe you're sitting on the couch and you're watching this Facebook Live, and you're just like, oh, what the heck? You know, I watch this Facebook Live. I'm watching my TV program, but I watch this Facebook Live. Enjoy your summer evening. You got about maybe 45 minutes or so until daylight ends, maybe a little more. Enjoy the rest of it. Enjoy your summer night. I'll be back on at 10 o'clock with an update to the forecast. Have a great night, everybody.